Several people asked me about this in older videos. I completely forgot to get to it. So just a background for the newer Aku anime viewers. A lot of my older videos are gone now, but we used to have a series called Programming Sucks, hence the title of this video. Hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? It was a series where I basically talked about computer science and coding in general. Rather, for years, you guys have said that I've inspired you to start coding based on the series. I'm in my late 20s and I've been coding since I've been like 12 or 13. I made whole story time videos explaining my past and how I got into it. And again, this isn't something bizarre. Like nowadays, you got kids on Roblox making full-blown projects and making a living off of it now. And they're like 12 or 13. I didn't grow up on Roblox. I grew up on San Andreas multiplayer, which I heard is dead now, sadly. Anyway, people have been raving about AI for the past several years now. And I only just started getting into it last year. Just the past month or so, though, I've tried using AI for coding because my editor decided to randomly install an AI module after I updated it. Okay, I didn't read the patch notes, and now I see this AI thing all over my stuff now. And I notice that it's been auto-completing some of my stuff and making suggestions and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually pretty convenient. It's not right all the time, but it does its general purpose. The problem I have with AI so far in coding is that it doesn't seem very eloquent when it comes to C and C++, which are the only languages I really code in. I've done some web development and I've used AI to help me with styling because I'm not very fond of web development, and it's pretty useful to me. I've seen for the past few months now, people have been talking about Cursor IDE, which is intended to be like a code editor that is completely AI compatible. Like the website shows you in this GIF right here on the screen right now. If you look at this, all you really have to do is press tab. Tab, that's it. And it codes for you based on what it assumes out of you with given instructions. Now, is this lazy? It's a bit situational for me. You know what I'm saying? To me, what I feel like, it feels like AI is like coding with a partner. It's like coding with somebody who assumes what you're aiming for or what you're trying to build. Like I mentioned, the AI auto completion for my projects have been very convenient for me, increase my productivity. But if something is just going to do everything for you, I don't see how you can necessarily learn and understand the fundamentals of a language and their features, or like libraries. I'm a self-taught software engineer. I could do web development. I could do database management as well. I learned that from experimenting and reading documentation as I developed my projects. The countless hours of frustration trying to get things to work and to understand why this function acts a specific way when certain things are done. Also, for any other experienced developers here, the more you start understanding a language's features and documentation, you start understanding how to better optimize or present your code, right? Am I lying? But AI doesn't really consider that all the time. What I've noticed, despite instructions, it will provide you with code that simply works rather than what is best for your project or intention. A lot of developers understand what I'm about to say, and that is sometimes something may work, but it's not the right answer. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes something may work, but it's not the right answer. That's almost exactly what AI is like. It will give you something that works like you asked most of the time. Most of the time it'll work, right? But if you're experienced enough and you're still asking for it to do something, you'll notice some of this stuff isn't completely correct. Or there are better ways to do this code that is provided to us. Like, this is a weird way to do this. I actually don't agree with this way, but it works. It's just, I could see performance issues. I could see this, that, you know what I'm talking about? And I go back to my first point I made here, right? Especially with the Cursor IDE example of just pressing tab, right? Here it is on the screen again. This is actually another GIF I'm going to put on the screen right now. You're going to see that it's interacting with the AI. You can tell the AI to just like replace your code and stuff like that. Listen, hey, this is, you know what it is? Like, I don't know how to explain this. I mean, do you actually learn anything by adding this? Because at this point, if you're not really learning, you're just making yourself better at copy and pasting. And it's hard for me to, and I say this respectfully, it's hard for me to agree that somebody is well-versed or an experienced developer I don't know if I can even label somebody a programmer. If they go around calling themselves a programmer, but they just built all their stuff with AI. I mean, listen, I like it's if somebody can't build stuff like this, what the AI is doing for them without AI tools, I mean, what are you really? You know what I'm saying? Are you just a copy and paster at this point? Or are you actually a developer? Like, because you didn't really develop it, you just copy and pasted it. And just because you know how to use AI and paste and give it certain instructions, does that truly make you an actual coder? If you don't know how to do this without the AI. One thing I've been using AI for a lot is to write documentation for me. I'll write a function and I'll put it into whatever AI model I decide to use. And I say, write documentation for me. And it will read my function, know exactly what to write. And it's correct most to all of the time. But I'm the only one who sees my code. I don't really share my code with other people unless I'm working with somebody. But I always write a lot of comments and documentation because first of all, that's a good habit, right? You should always leave comments and stuff, because if I ever come back to my project, I know exactly what's going on. I can't explain how many times I've written code without writing any sort of notes or anything. And next thing you know, I come back to it, I'm like, I kind of just want to recode this or rewrite this because I don't remember why I did this. You know what I'm saying? And instead of spending so much time writing all these comments and trying to explain my code, which sometimes it's hard to do. I know what my code does and how it works, but it's hard for me to put it in words. So I'll ask AI to do it. Hey, write comments in my code to explain what's going on. See, that's an example of partnership, in my opinion. AI partnership. I code, you write documentation, buddy. I don't see a loss here. Is there anything necessarily bad about that? Listen, I've also used AI to optimize code. Sometimes I'll write something and it works, and I like this, but I feel like the way I wrote this code can be better. I feel like I'm using. I gotta just like, maybe my approach isn't the best, or I could utilize certain things. Hey, AI, is this approach in my code good? Is there a better way to do this? Sometimes I'll ask that question and take feedback from the AI. And the feedback I get, I'll read it because it'll explain what's not good and what is good. This allows me to learn. Here is a perspective that you should consider if you're going to use AI for coding. Ask yourself, are you coding something right now and using AI because this is some hobby for you, or are you seriously considering a career? That's the thing. If I was hiring somebody and I saw your GitHub or GitLab or whatever you use, or I just saw your projects, right? And I saw that it was all AI or mostly AI, I would say even over 50%, because it's easy to tell, especially if you're well-versed in a language that is being generated by this AI. I would think you're a hobby coder. Now, I wouldn't consider you somebody to be taken seriously and have a career out of it. I might suspect you don't actually know how to code. You just build code. You just generate code. Well, it's something built for you and you learn to work that. I wouldn't consider you qualified for a career. And by hobbies, going back to what I mentioned, by hobbies, I mean like, some people, yes, there may be some of you watching this. Some of you have personal websites, right? You buy this aesthetic domain based on your internet alias and you host some edgy website with your social media links and your favorite song playing all in the background, right? And if you used AI to code that, I genuinely don't care. I don't find that to be a problem. Like, you just wanted a website. Like, you're not really a coder, bro. Like, I wouldn't call you a programmer. Like, but why would you care if I gave you that title or not? Or think you're a developer or not? You just want to make a cool website for yourself. You're not interested in making a career out of being a web developer or anything. So who cares, really? Same applies to video games. People will make mods for games or scripts, and they have zero experience besides using AI. I don't see it to be wrong, in my opinion. Do you really care? So the ultimate and honest thought I have on AI coding is that it matters about context. Ask yourself, why are you doing this? What are your plans for the future? If you want to genuinely build a skill set and make something out of it, get hired, gigs, or a career, I would calm down with the AI usage. Rather, whenever you would make code, perhaps with AI, you got to ask yourself, do you know how to do this without the AI? And that's for future things too that you may want to build. Do you know how to, whatever you're trying to do you know how to do this without AI's help? I mean, look, you can ask or use AI to ask questions or have them explain things to you. But if it just lays everything out there for you, how do you necessarily learn one of the most important lessons of development, which is problem solving? If you don't learn problem solving skills when it comes to coding, you're cooked. Problem solving is literally one of the core parts of this. That's why people call this difficult, because they don't know how to problem solve. And that doesn't make somebody lesser than anybody. But, problem solving is literally part of coding. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of the core things. The AI just giving you all the answers does nothing for you. Furthermore, it will build a habit of not knowing how to read documentation, which, believe it or not, people don't know how to read documentation. Sounds simple on paper. It sounds simple to do, rather. And then when people are told to do it, they don't know how to read it. It's wild, especially when it comes to libraries or built-in modules or functions or whatever. I think AI is great, but know exactly what you're aiming for. I know people are very uptight about people using AI to code in general, that people are very furious about it. They think it's just like the ultimate sin. Okay. I personally wouldn't hold a vendetta against them. And here's the thing. If you really think about it, the only person who gets misled and hurt from using AI to code something is somebody who depends on AI. Not you, hopefully. So let them go do that. Like I mentioned, the AI will give you answers for what works, but it will not be necessarily right. And learning something wrong the first time, it becomes very difficult and challenging to unlearn or relearn what you originally were taught. That's why people say it's hard to break bad habits. And listen, that's going to hurt those people using AI. They depend on it in the long run, if they care about making something out of this, like a career or something. You get what I mean? Anyway, that's my take on AI. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. This episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. Times Square.
Nightmare 7 a.m. in the morning though. No surprise. Times Square's you and I under those lights. No disguise. Don't tell me everything you wanted was a lie. All those city lights, it's an endless night. Never expected you to bring me so much life. Close my eyes too long, then it's time to say goodbye. Let's dance all night until the stars don't show glow. Till the sunrise, then we go solo. Making up for all the times that we were low. Let's make some memories before we do go. Let's dance all night until the stars don't show glow. Till the sunrise, then we go solo. Making up for all the times that we were low. Let's make some memories before we do go. Caution. Wait a moment, keep my heart locked, the way it's filled with emotion. Gave the key to you, right in front of you is open. Hey, try your best to not leave it broken. Oh, it's been a while since you know it's frozen. Not the